Okay, so let's just dive right into this. For pretty much any business owner, this is one of the most nerve-wracking decisions you can make, right? Raising your prices. It feels like this huge, risky gamble. But what if the fear you're feeling is actually way, way bigger than the reality? Today, we're going to break down what really happens based on what people have actually gone through. You know this feeling. It's that little voice in your head. You start your business, you pour your heart and soul into it, you're delivering great value, and then that quiet thought just gets a little louder. You know you're worth more, you know your service has gotten better, and you know deep down your prices just haven't kept up. And then almost immediately, the butt kicks in. Your mind just starts racing. You start picturing angry emails, people canceling, and you're just watching that revenue totally disappear. That fear, it can be absolutely paralyzing. It keeps you stuck, undercharging, all just to avoid a confrontation that probably isn't even going to happen. So how do you actually break that cycle? This is where we make the shift. It's about moving from that feeling of anxiety and hesitation to a place of real strategic confidence. And it all starts by just understanding what's really going on behind the scenes. So check this out. This timeline is based on real experience, and it tells such a powerful story. In the first couple of years, there was only one price increase. Yep, that's that hesitation we were just talking about. But look what happens next. 5 more increases over the next 3 years. That kind of speed up doesn't just happen by accident. It happens when you finally realize the fears you had in your head just don't match up with reality. So let's get right to the heart of it. We're going to take those fears and put them up against the cold, hard facts of what you can actually expect when you increase your prices. Here it is, the first and honestly the most important truth. While you're over there bracing for this avalanche of complaints, the reality is that the vast majority of your customers, a staggering 90%, will literally not bat an eye. They'll see the email, they'll accept it as a totally normal part of doing business, and they will just move on with their day. The actual negative blowback, it's almost always just a tiny fraction of what we build it up to be in our heads. So knowing that most people aren't going to have a big reaction, how you communicate the change becomes absolutely critical. It's not just about what you say, it's about the calm, professional confidence you say it with. And this is the key. It's a tactic called the assumption principle. You frame your announcement respectfully, but also firmly. Here's the thing. This is a notification, it is not a negotiation. You're not asking for permission. You're simply stating the new price, the date it starts, and giving them contact info for any, administrative questions. By not inviting a debate, you project that this is just a standard professional business decision. Okay, but what about that small group, that 3% who might actually leave? It's so tempting to see that as a failure, but strategically, it's the exact opposite. It's a natural and, believe it or not, an incredibly healthy part of your business growing up. Think about it this way. The customers who stay, they're the ones who are truly aligned with the value you provide. They respect your expertise, they're focused on quality. The ones who leave are often the most price sensitive and, let's be honest, they're often the ones who take up for most time and energy anyway. So you're not losing your best customers, you're actually making room for more of them. Okay, we've covered the emotional side, the fear. Now for the really fun part, the financial reality. This is where the logic becomes just impossible to argue with. Let's actually run the numbers. Let's just break this down. Imagine you have 100 customers, each paying you $100. That's 10 grand in revenue. Now, you increase your price by 20%, up to $120. And let's say you lose 5% of your clients, which is a little more than average, just to be safe. So now you're down to 95 customers. So what happens? Your new revenue is $11,400. You're working with fewer clients, but you're making 14% more money. The math just works. And it gets even better than that. That space that opened up from those 5 customers who left, that isn't just a loss. It's new inventory. It's a fresh opportunity to bring in brand new clients at your new, higher rate. So you make more money and you improve the overall quality of your customer base. It is a classic win-win. All right, so you see the logic, you get the benefits, but actually hitting send on that email is still a little scary. So how do you take that first step in a way that feels safe, that feels totally controlled? The good news is you don't have to do it all at once. You can start small. Pick, say, a quarter of your customer base. Send them the notice, using that confident assumption principle we talked about. And then just watch. See what happens. When you see for yourself that the reaction is minimal, you'll get the real-world confidence you need to roll it out to everybody else. It's a smart, controlled test that proves the concept to the most important person, you. Because really, at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. This isn't just about earning more just for the sake of it.
It's about valuing your own work, funding the growth of your business, and building a sustainable, profitable company that can actually serve all of your clients better in the long run.
So we'll just leave you with this final thought. We've talked a lot about the benefits of taking action, but it's worth taking a quiet moment to really think about the alternative. Every single day you wait, what is that hesitation truly costing your business and your future?